Meghan Markle just tried to outshine the Wales family on Father's Day, and it backfired hard. Instead of love and warmth, she dropped a heavily filtered video showing full-face shots of the kids, a cringe caption, and a suspiciously late post. That felt more like damage control than tribute. While William posted pure, wholesome family moments, Meghan went full PR mode. And the internet noticed, because once you see what she wrote and how she framed it, you'll realize this was never really about Harry.
Guys, we have to talk ridiculousness. That's right, Harry and Meghan are once again trying and failing to compete with the Wales family.
While Meghan was still thinking about what to post, the Prince and Princess of Wales had already won the internet. At exactly 9 a.m. UK time, Kensington Palace quietly dropped 2 simple Father's Day photos of Prince William with George, Charlotte, and Louis. And they instantly went viral. No filters, no fake lighting, no over-the-top captions. Just one black and white photo labeled "for" and a joyful, colorful image labeled "after," showing the kids embracing their dad in the grass with huge smiles. The caption, "Happy Father's Day, Papa. Before and after. We love you." Signed by the children, that's it. No flashy edits, no cheesy background music, no desperate branding, just heart. People loved it. The post felt raw, personal, and unforced, something millions of viewers could actually relate to. Coordinated green outfits? Sure, but the vibe wasn't styled. It was natural. It looked like a family actually enjoying their time together, not staging a scene for social media approval. This is the moment where the tone for the day was set. The Wales family nailed the emotional beat without trying. No hashtags, no overshare, no exploiting the moment. They gave their audience exactly what they craved: authenticity. And while this post was racking up praise, likes, and engagement in the millions,
I love it. Look how sweet in nature and in coordinating colors, and so sweet. And oh, I love that photo so much. I just want to get in there and hug them all. So
Meghan was still behind the curtain, prepping her response. And what came next had viewers raising eyebrows across every corner of the internet. 6 hours later, yes, 6 full hours, Meghan Markle hit post on her own Father's Day content. But by then, the damage was done. The royal audience had already picked their favorite. So what did Meghan do? She didn't just post a photo, she dropped an entire montage. A moody, highly edited, slow-motion video set to Jason Mraz's Have It All, paired with a series of curated, filter-drenched clips of Harry and the kids. The energy? Completely different. Instead of warmth, it gave branding. Instead of authenticity, it gave Netflix trailer. Everything about the timing felt strategic, like it wasn't meant to celebrate Harry, it was meant to counter the royal buzz already building around William's post. A classic case of, oh no, they went viral again. We need something now. And Meghan delivered, just not in the way she probably hoped. The music choice alone was strange. The filters made the video look like a commercial for a wellness retreat, and the vibe way too polished for a so-called personal tribute. To make matters worse, the post didn't even include Harry's name. No Happy Father's Day, Harry. No love, Meghan and the kids. Just a vague caption that felt copy-pasted from a Mother's Day greeting card. To many, this wasn't a tribute. It was a calculated move to ride the coattails of the Wales. Viral moment. One audience gave a simple family hug, the other handed us a curated show reel, and audiences noticed.
Meghan has posted a tribute to Harry, and we're going to take a look at it. But it is funny because it's just so Meghan. I'm surprised that she didn't put herself in the middle of this thing. She basically did.
But the real controversy wasn't the filters. It was what Meghan wrote next, and how it completely changed the way people viewed the post. Let's talk about the caption, because this is where things went from weird to flat-out cringe. Meghan's entire post was framed with just one short line: Happy Father's Day to our favorite guy. That's it. No name, no personal note. Just Guy. And the internet did not let that slide. People immediately pointed out how cold and impersonal it felt. Our favorite guy sounds like something you'd write in a generic drugstore greeting card for your dentist. Or worse, something you say when you forget someone's name. Hey, guy! It doesn't scream love, it screams placeholder. Sembert the Koradidi phrasing made Harry sound like an afterthought in his own tribute. No mention of what makes him a good dad. No personal memory. Not even a single heartfelt adjective. Just our favorite guy. One commenter joked it sounded like a gift card from the Tooth Fairy. Another said, who's their least favorite guy then? Spotify? Even RHR Jen couldn't hold back. She compared it to a random office card where everyone just signs their name and no one knows who the recipient is. The whole thing felt less like a message from a wife and kids and more like a PR team trying to rush a caption into a scheduled post. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Why wasn't his name used at all? Not Happy Father's Day, Harry. Not even Dad. Just Guy. Theories started flooding in. Is this more than just lazy writing? Is it part of some rebranding play where Meghan is intentionally removing names, emotions, and identifiers? To make every post double as generic marketing, the mystery deepened because the post itself was so overproduced, and yet this caption felt like it was written in 5 seconds by someone who barely knows the guy.
Happy Father's Day to our favorite guy. Does anybody else think like, that sounds like a card I would get from the dentist?
But as awkward as the caption was, it wasn't the most talked about part of the post. No, that honor belongs to what happened with Meghan's name and how she accidentally made herself the star of Harry's Father's Day. If the caption wasn't already awkward enough, what happened right above it lit the internet on fire. See, Meghan's Instagram post, due to how the platform formats handles and captions, accidentally created one of the most hilariously tone-deaf branding moments of the year. Here's what it looked like. Meghan, the best. Yep. Meghan Markle somehow turned Harry's Father's Day tribute into a promo reel about herself. People were stunned. Was it a joke? Was it intentional? Or was it just the most unfortunate placement in royal social media history? Because now, instead of focusing on Harry, viewers were hit with what looked like Meghan crowning herself the best, right before delivering a flat, emotionless caption to that guy. The memes came fast. Meghan the best at making everything about herself. Others called it a Freudian post, where the truth accidentally slipped through the filters. Some joked she should have just photoshopped herself holding a world's best Meghan mug and called it a day. And while this might have been a formatting issue, the optics were brutal. People were already side-eyeing the overly polished montage, and now they were seeing a post that literally framed Meghan as the hero, front and center, caption and handle aligned like a red carpet marquee. It wasn't just a branding error, it became symbolic of everything critics have said about her. That even in a post meant to honor someone else, she somehow ends up being the main character.
The best. What's funny is it says Meghan, the best.
And still, we're not done, because the biggest backlash came not from the caption or even the formatting fail, but from something far more controversial: the full reveal of the kids' faces. After years of demanding privacy, Meghan gave the internet exactly what she said she never would, and viewers couldn't believe it. This is where Meghan's post went from cringe to full-blown controversy. After years of legal threats, podcast tears, and countless interviews about protecting their kids' privacy, Meghan casually drops a filtered Instagram montage that shows Archie and Lilibet's full faces as babies, toddlers, everything, and people were stunned. Remember, this is the same couple that sued the press for publishing blurry aerial shots, the same duo that lectured the world on digital safety and boundaries. Now suddenly, on a day where the Wales family shared subtle, tasteful snapshots, Meghan turns around and drops a high-definition face reveal of her kids. For likes, critics immediately pounced. So privacy only matters when it's not your own camera? Wasn't the whole point to shield them from the spotlight? Even loyal fans were confused. If you're going to show your children, why wrap it in a lo-fi VHS-style filter like a rejected iMovie trailer? Why package it like a flashback from a 90s sitcom intro? The video was weirdly nostalgic but completely tone-deaf, set to Jason Mraz's Have It All acoustic version. It felt like an overly sentimental montage, except it wasn't warm, it was calculated. The kids' faces were framed, edited, and chosen. This wasn't a quick family moment. It was produced, curated, packaged, and then there's the filter. RHR Jen described it perfectly. It looked like something you'd find in an old VCR tape, melted by the sun. Add in the awkward cuts, dramatic transitions, and Meghan's name at the top, and the whole thing felt more like a brand trailer than a family memory, which led many to ask, was this about Father's Day, or was this Meghan's latest attempt at soft launching herself as Momfluencer of the Year?
She's playing Jason Mraz, Have It All acoustic. So we get to see more. I did not put this filter on, by the way. They have the filter on. We can see faces in this one. Full on baby faces. Now they seem much younger, but you can still tell. You can see faces. So, who called it? I think a lot of us did, that we'd be able to see the kids on Father's Day. Yep, sure enough. So it looks like pieces of behind the scenes. I never talk about the kids. I'm not going to talk about the kids. It's just in general, like, of course.
But as strange as this face reveal was, it fits a pattern. Because once you look at the side-by-side comparison with William and Catherine's post, it becomes painfully obvious what this really was. Meghan wasn't just celebrating Harry, she was competing, and doing it with filters, edits, and some very suspicious timing. Here's where everything really starts to unravel: the side-by-side comparison. Meghan's post wasn't just late, it was loud. It tried too hard. Meanwhile, the Wales family, they didn't need filters, music, or slow-mo edits. They gave the world 2 photos. That's it. And somehow, that did more than Meghan's entire curated video package ever could. William's pictures had what Meghan's lacked: realness. The kids were relaxed. The hug looked unplanned. The colors were soft. The background was natural, and nothing about it screamed, "Look at me!" It wasn't staged. It was human, and people felt that immediately. Meghan's post, it felt like a production meeting. The lighting, the filters, the baby footage, the background music, it was so polished, it almost lost its point. And it's not just critics saying this. Even casual viewers noticed the difference. One side looked like a personal moment, the other looked like an audition tape. There's this unspoken rule in public image. When you try too hard to look authentic, you end up looking fake. And Meghan's post was textbook try hard. It wasn't about connection, it was about control. Controlling the message, controlling the image, and most importantly, controlling the spotlight. Because when William posted, nobody questioned his intent. It was clearly about his kids. With Meghan, people immediately asked, why now? Why like this? And why does it still feel like it's all about her? The contrast couldn't be clearer. William and Catherine gave the world something timeless, something you'd frame and keep on a mantle. Meghan gave us a branded slideshow wrapped in soft lighting and vague messaging. And that's why the backlash hit so hard. It wasn't just the caption, or the kids, or even the timing. It was the feeling that this wasn't about Father's Day at all. It was about reclaiming attention. And honestly, it showed. Here's the part nobody can ignore anymore. Not even the fans. Meghan's post didn't just come late. It came after the Wales family's Father's Day post had already gone viral, and after Trooping the Colour, one of the biggest royal events of the year. That timing wasn't random. It never is, because this isn't the first time Meghan has pulled something like this. Look back, and a pattern starts to emerge. Every time the royal family gains media momentum, especially William and Catherine, Meghan suddenly drops a new photo, a polished video, or an unexpected statement. And almost always, it arrives just late enough to feel reactive, but just strategic enough to look calculated. Critics call it PR leapfrogging. Meghan waits to see what kind of headlines the royals are generating, and then tries to jump over them with a carefully packaged counterpost. It's not about participating in the narrative, it's about hijacking it. And this Father's Day video, it fits the pattern perfectly. The Wales post dominated online discussion by mid-morning. Meghan's response came hours later, after she saw the reaction, measured the tone, and probably panicked. Because once the internet started praising William's post for being sweet, humble, and real, Meghan knew she needed something to match, except she didn't match it. She overdid it. This wasn't about honoring Harry, this was about reclaiming media space. This was about shifting the spotlight. And for someone who claims to value privacy, that spotlight always seems to come right when the headlines aren't about her. And let's not forget, the song she used, Have It All by Jason Mraz. Fans say it was supposed to be uplifting, but in context, it felt more like a wish list. Have the image, have the likes, have the attention, have it all, except maybe the public's trust. People are catching on, and the more this timing cycle repeats, the less organic Meghan's moves feel. Instead of being seen as sincere, she's starting to look like she's playing chess against people who aren't even playing the same game. And the result? Her brand feels more reactive than ever. The Wales post stood tall because it didn't need to compete. Meghan's fell flat because it tried so hard to win. By the time the dust settled, one thing was clear. This post wasn't a tribute to Harry. It was a carefully staged performance to fix Meghan's public image. From the filters to the timing, to the kids' faces, every move felt like reputation rehab disguised as sentiment. But here's the kicker, it didn't work. Instead of praise, Meghan triggered a wave of backlash. Viewers called it tone-deaf, calculated, and performative. Even neutral followers started asking, why does everything always circle back to her? The Wales shared a hug, Meghan shared a montage, and in the end, her desperate bid for relevance only made the contrast clearer. And yet, there's one detail in that post nobody's talking about. Something subtle, something strange. And we'll break that down in the next video, because trust us, it changes everything. So what started as a Father's Day tribute turned into a full-blown PR disaster. Meghan's video wasn't just awkward, it exposed everything people have been whispering for months. The timing, the branding, the filters. It all felt less like family and more like strategy. But what do you think? Was this just a misstep or a calculated move that went too far? Drop your thoughts below. We're watching the comments closely, and what you say might end up shaping the next breakdown. And speaking of next time, there's something buried in that post that hasn't been covered yet. A detail so odd it might reveal Meghan's real agenda. But we'll get into that soon. Before you go, please note, this video discusses ongoing legal proceedings based on alleged and unverified information. All claims and allegations mentioned have not been confirmed by official sources and are part of a developing case. The views shared are for commentary and discussion purposes only. Always check for updates from reliable sources. Thanks for watching.